place. So welcome, and if you want to learn more about Dominican culture, go ahead and download my free ebook, Another Day in Paradise, The Beginner's Guide to Dominican Republic at norbertisart.com. And on today's video, we have another guest, and his name is John. And he is moving to Dominican Republic, and he is also a subscriber, and he want to share with us the reason why he's moving from United States, why he chose Dominican Republic, and what are his plans when he get there. So hi, John, how are you today?
Good. Hello. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good. Thank you for having me on your channel.
Oh, thank you for being here and being part of my channel.
Yeah.
And so let's get started and giving us a little bit of background about yourself, like where you live here in the state and that.
Well, I'm originally from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and I traveled the world my whole life. But I guess we'll get back to that. But the main reason I decided to go to the Dominican Republic was because I had so many friends that played professional baseball, and they said, "Hey, you ought to visit." And so finally this year I visited. I came in on January 1st, before the COVID and everything. And, I guess it was in China, but I flew out on January 1st on New Year's, and I just loved it. And I got a chance to see some of my professional baseball buddies ex-professional ball players I played with. And it just felt so good to be amongst people that you don't have to worry about racism, and everybody was so nice, and the culture is so amazing. I don't know how to speak Spanish, so I'm gonna have to learn how to speak Spanish, but I just love the atmosphere. I stayed in San Cristobal, and that's where I'll be moving to. I'll be moving in San Cristobal for right now. I have a 6-month lease in San Cristobal. Me and my 2 boys. I also have a daughter. She lives in the States, but I'll be living in San Cristobal. So I really like that area because I have so many friends that live there, and it makes me feel comfortable. And it's very close to Santo Domingo as well.
Oh yes, it's really close to Santo Domingo. So you just have been in Dominican Republic once? Now when you went in January?
4 times.
Also, since January, you've been there 4 times already.
Yeah, so, 4 times during the coronavirus. So imagine that. I've been here. So in January, I think March, then I think I want to say June or July, and then I just got back about a month ago. So I've been 4, and then I'll go back for good. In November, we'll be going back for good. We'll be living in the Dominican Republic. So this will be 5 times that I'll be in the Dominican Republic this year.
Okay, that's great. And
so you can tell I really like the Dominican Republic if I go 5 times in 1 year.
Yeah, that is a very good example that you really like it. That if you went back, it's not even like it's half of the year. You have already been there 5 times. So
that's right.
Yes. And what is the reason why you want to move out of the United States?
I had a major surgery. It's about 2 or 3 reasons, but one of the reasons is I had I was assaulted by a high school student. As a matter of fact, it was a celebrities. I don't know if you ever heard of Deion Sanders, but his son assaulted me, and after that I couldn't work anymore. So long story short, I'm disabled. So as you know, and well, I don't know if you know this, but in the United States, if you're disabled, they just give you a check for the rest of your life. And of course, I receive monies from other places also, like residuals from my book and my movies and things like that. But my main check, my main income is through disability. So I had a major. I was assaulted. I was rushed to the hospital, and a day later, I had to have major neck surgery. So I thank God that I'm not paralyzed. But at the same time, the reason I moved to the Dominican Republic is because the weather is so good for my body. I have so many screws and rods in my neck and in my back. I have a spinal cord stimulator, and I've had about 4 major surgeries. So the tropical climate is so good for me because the weather is so good. It's not cold and hot, and my body can't really take that temperature change. So, and it's always beautiful in the Dominican Republic. So
yes.
So that's one reason. And the other reason is just I just wanted to have my kids to move to a different place, learn a different culture. And my son, he's really big into baseball. And, of course, I played with the New York Yankees for a little while, and he wants to kind of follow those dreams. And that's all they do in the Dominican Republic is play baseball.
It does seem that they are good over there. Sport is baseball. That's something that they do over there very well.
Yeah, so they so I said, hey, it's a different level there because all they do is play baseball. They eat and sleep baseball every day.
Pretty much they don't have nothing else to do, so they be doing that because if they want to do something like kids, that's what they have in their mind. If they want to be something or somebody, that is pretty much what they think about over there, being a baseball player. Over here, probably they think, oh, I want to be president, I want to be that, but over there it's like baseball is the thing.
Right, that's the thing, yeah. And they have all the professional facilities are there, like the Phillies, the Yankees, the Cubs. So I told them, if you're good enough, they'll recognize you no matter where you are. If they'll notice you and you can get picked up. Yeah. And of course, we have a backup plan. I told them everybody that tries out to go to the pros don't make it. So you have to have a backup plan. You have to have education and a trade,
Yes, it's true. No, everybody make it at the end.
So yeah, those are the 2 main reasons I decided to move, and it's so affordable. Also, I have a little nest egg saved up, and I have a little money saved on the side. But with the money that I get every single month, I mean, we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's a decent area. It's not the best area. It's about 15 minutes, 20 minutes from the beach, but I'm only paying about $220 a month for a big 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So
yeah.
you can't get that in the United States.
No, no, you cannot get
and
I'll
send you a picture. I'll send you a picture of my house. I have a beautiful house.
Okay, yeah, I would love to see that. I mean, for that price, I mean, no, you will not find that here. Right. And I have a few more questions about what you just mentioned. And the first one is, if you can give a little bit more detail about that situation when you got us out. I mean, how that happened.
Well, I was a varsity baseball coach. So after I stopped playing professional baseball, and I didn't make it to the major league. So after I was released from the Yankees, I had a major knee injury. I was released from the Yankees. I had to pick up my trade, and I majored in criminal justice. So I became a security officer, and I was a varsity baseball coach. So long story short, I was removing a kid from a classroom, and I was assaulted. And I was reaching for the cell phone, and I didn't know he was going to swing on me, but he hit me 3 times really hard in the neck, and he hit me with an elbow, and my hands just started tingling, and I started getting real, like dizzy and lightheaded. And I started having, I got a book coming out in about 2 months, so I'm not going to tell you everything. So I'm just, so I want you to get the book. I'll send you a copy of the book, but
okay.
Long story short, I was rushed to the hospital. About a day and a half later, they said they're going to have to do emergency surgery because I would have been paralyzed for the rest of my life. So, wow. The guy, we're still going to court right now, but his parents are his father is really rich, and they, so it's pretty hard to try to get him convicted, but he should be in jail right now for assaulting me. I didn't do anything wrong, but I just thank God that, I'm not paralyzed, and I try to forget about those things. And that's one reason I'm moving to the Dominican Republic, so I can enjoy the rest of my life, because I can't work anymore. I'm disabled. So that's the main reason You know, I'm moving to the Dominican Republic, and I wrote that book also so it can relieve some stress that I had, because it happened 5 years ago, and I think about the positive things instead of the negative things.
Yeah, that is very important, because if you start remember all that and keep the negative thought, uh, that is no good way to heal what it you have to heal. And
That's
who is Dion?
Sanders.
Yes, who is he? I don't
Well,
know.
he was a big professional football player and baseball player. Actually, it was my role model. I used to look up to him back in the day. He was a very fast football player and baseball player, and he made the Hall of Fame. So, you know, I used to look up to him. But now, after I saw he tried to, you know, erase some videotapes and delete some things, and he stole the video surveillance and things like that. After his son assaulted me, you know, at one time I looked up to him. He was like my big role model when I was coming up. But it's amazing how life works, you know. But I wish him the best. I don't hate him. I don't hate his son. But Deion Sanders and Shiloh Sanders, they both they changed my life, and I'm making the best out of it right now. Yeah,
Yeah, like you say, thank God it wasn't worse than what it is.
yeah,
That
yeah.
like
So yeah,
it's always
and my
can be
book,
worse.
my book is called Prime Time for the Truth. I've written 2 books already before, so this is my 3rd book, and it's called Prime Time for the Truth, and it tells the true story on how I was assaulted and how Deion Sanders and his son tried to cover up the assault.
Very interesting.
Yes, yes, and it also gives the book was really written so people like me that has been through like bad car accidents or been paralyzed or have a loved one to to die or get killed in a car accident or something, anything to just talk about what can be done to help relieve some stress and get them through like tough times when you get kind of down and depressed and it feels like your heart is heavy, and to try to get out of that funk and enjoy life and try to remember the good things about that person or the good things about life and move on, because life is too short for you to be depressed and feeling sorry for yourself. So the book really talks about that, and just my trials and tribulations and how to get out of tough times.
Okay, yes, that is definitely very important. And so going back to when you went to Dominican Republic the first time. So when you went over there the first time, how do you feel about the people? Now, I know that you mentioned that you went over there because you know a lot of people, you have some friends, and you baseball buddy, but besides that, besides your friends and all the people, how do you feel when you're there about the people that you don't specifically know?
I've been there, like I said, I've been there 4 times, and every time I go, it feels so peaceful. Everybody's so nice. I mean, of course, every country have their people, those people that that are rude or try to steal something or or crooks and things like that. It doesn't matter what country you go to, but 99% of the time, I have never had any problems with the Dominican Republic. The people are nice. I rented Airbnb the 2 times I was there, and a couple of other times I stayed with other people. But every time I rented an Airbnb, I would get a knock on the door, and somebody would drop some fruit off to me, or some soap, and I'm just saying gracias, gracias, and I don't know them, and then they invite me over to have a beer or have how do you say beer in Spanish? Cervezas, right?
Cerveza. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they always say cerveza, cerveza. I say okay, and I walk over to their house and I sit down and they feed me and things like that. But it's just amazing. It reminds me of back in probably the 80s in the United States, 80s and 90s, when the neighbors used to speak to people and and bring a cake over or something like that. But everybody's so nice, and every time I need instructions or directions, I have my translator on my phone, and everybody's so nice. Even the police officers are nice as well. I hear some horror stories about the police officers, but I've never had any issues with any police officers in the Dominican Republic.
Yes, I know you mentioned that it was no racism in Dominican Republic. So explain, because some people would say, yeah, there is racism in Dominican Republic. So can you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it personally.
Mm-hmm.
Me growing up in Louisiana in the southern state, you see racism. You see it often. So you try to explain racism to people that don't deal with racism and they can't comprehend it. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't get people saying calling me the N-word or asking me why am I driving that fancy car. If I'm driving a Mercedes Benz, I get pulled. I've been pulled over a couple of times, when I was younger. And for example, I would get pulled over. I show them my driver's license and my registration and my insurance, and they say, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I said, "Well, my family lives in the area." And they said, "Well, man, this is the ghetto. This is a rough area. What are you doing here? Do you sell drugs?" I said, "Do I sell drugs?" I mean, that's the first question they asked me. Like, am I selling drugs? And that is so racist to ask somebody, are they selling drugs? But you get that here in the United States where some police officers, and not all of them, and thank God, there are more good police officers in the United States than there are bad police officers. Because a lot of people think that all the police officers are bad, and you hear stories, Dominicans hear stories, but we have more good people in the United States than bad people. So, and that's a wonderful thing. But you see racism with jobs, and that's sad. It should go by your education, your knowledge, and how you conduct yourself and what type of background and history you have, and not because of your color, because you're dark and you're light. The world should not be that way. It should be no matter what color you are, if you have the history and the background, you should be able to get that job.
Yeah, I agree. It should be that. It should be that way.
Yes.
But fortunately, it's
Yeah.
not. Unfortunately, it's not like that.
Yeah. So I mean, I have a lot of stories and horror stories, and I was raised in a rough area, so I hear a lot of horror stories where some of my friends were shot in the back and for running from the police. And you should never you should obey the law all the time, everybody. But if you're running from the police, you do not deserve to die. And a lot of people do not understand that, and a lot of white people don't understand that. If you're running from the police officers, you have to call for backup or get a helicopter to try to catch somebody. But it's wrong to do that, to run from the police. But no one should get shot in the back and be paralyzed or deserve to die. So that's something that we have to fix in the United States. So and when Dominicans, no matter what, and you probably know this, you're considered as a black person in the Dominican Republic. When people look at you, even though you have a light complexion, everybody from the Dominican Republic, if they're my skin color or your skin color, they're considered black. To the white people, they're considered black. So a lot of times we have to understand that. And a lot of Dominicans that come from the Dominican Republic to the United States, you're not Latino, you are Latino, you speak Spanish, but you are a black person in the United States. And that's what people have to understand. So if you get pulled over for the cops, you have to be careful. You have to put your hands on the steering wheel, because they look at you as a black person, not a person from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, but that's something that we don't, I mean, we don't understand over when we're there. We don't understand that part that when we come over here, we have to, basically you have to choose. Not to choose, no, you don't have to choose. I mean, you're already in a group of people. That's what
right.
they describe you. Like you are in a group, and that is how they're gonna basically
Look
measure
at you.
you. Everything
Yeah.
that you do is gonna be measured